the president and his national security advisor in the same room together, right before the cameras, as the questions mount. The commander-in-chief saying today there wasn't any classified information in a text message thread about strikes against the Houthis, and also touted the encrypted messaging app Signal.
We always want to use the best technology. This was the best technology for the moment. But again, it wasn't classified. I don't know if it's been read out to you yet, but that attack was a tremendous success for the U.S.
The National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, is believed to have included the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic into a group thread about military strikes. That thread included the vice president and cabinet secretaries. In a meeting today alongside the commander-in-chief, Waltz claimed the revelation is a distraction.
The media wants to talk about everything else except for the hostages you're getting out of the Middle East, Iran on its back foot, sea lanes getting reopened, peace in Europe, as we just saw today with a Black Sea ceasefire.
Many Democrats want hearings and resignations. Congressman Adam Smith is the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. He called for an explanation from the president, and the congressman joins us live. Congressman Smith, always great to have you. Nice to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Thanks for the chance.
Of course. So you said you wanted to hear from the president. You just heard from the president. We all did earlier today. He said it was the best technology for the moment, and the information was not classified. Are you satisfied with what you heard?
Well, he's wrong about the first point. Clearly, Signal was not the best technology to have a highly sensitive conversation about targeting data in advance of a strike. There are all kinds of secure networks available to the White House. I know. I've done these types of classified calls with the White House before that are vastly more secure than the Signal app. And that is 100% clear from the fact that a reporter for The Atlantic wound up on the group chat.
Right.
There have been many efforts to try to break into the Signal app, and many of them have been successful. So one, no, not the best technology to use in this particular situation. And second, the information that was shared was in advance of these strikes, a couple hours in advance. The precise targets, the ordnance that was going to be used, and the timing. If that information isn't classified, it should be. So I am not satisfied with the answers that we got out of the president or the National Security Advisor today.
So you say it should have been, but if the president says it wasn't at the time, I guess those are sort of two different things, right? Do you take him at his word, though? Let's that should have been aside. Do you take him at his word that it wasn't classified?
I don't know yet. Look, I've heard Donald Trump lie often enough that the answer to the question, do I take him at his word, is always no. Absolutely not. Now, might he be telling the truth? He might be. So we should take a look and see what the classification was. And also we got to figure out who was in charge of doing that classification. I believe it was the Secretary of Defense in this context. And It's possible that he made the incredibly poor decision that sensitive targeting information in advance of a strike wasn't classified. It's quite possible he made that decision, but then I want to know why he thinks that was the right decision on something this important and this sensitive. So yes, this should be investigated by Congress. It should be investigated by the House and Senate Armed Services Committee.
Do you think that you're going to get that, though?
Answers.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to get that? Because at the end of the day, it's Republicans who control the Hill.
Yeah, well, look, that's the sad part about it, and I said this earlier today. You know, when Secretary Austin did not tell people about his illness and was gone for a couple of days in an unexplained way, we investigated, and I supported that. The Republicans were in charge at the time. We did the investigation. Secretary Austin came over and testified before the House Armed Services Committee on exactly what happened. That level of accountability is appropriate, and it should be bipartisan. But I take your point. In this environment, with Donald Trump governing the way he is, in an autocratic, unaccountable fashion, probably not. But the American people should demand this. We need a level of accountability, and the White House continuing to act like rules don't apply to them is troubling and leads to dangerous situations like this one.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.